Hi all, this is Solo bringing you another YouTube video, and today we're going to be playing some more Path of Exile, and we'll be talking about sort of tier 7 plus maps. So, I now just unlocked tier 7 plus maps after you do about 8 tier 7 maps. Now we are going sort of towards more higher end sort of fighting, and I used to use the gas cloud with the unique helmet that would ignite through proximity. So you'd fire the gas cloud and it would automatically ignite. This works for the story. This works for the most of the campaign, even easy and cruel. Super easy to use, especially if you have a character beforehand. But once you get to sort of tier 5 plus on the end game, tier 5 plus maps, you then start to struggle because even if you have a fast attack speed, the damage just is not there, right? And even though you have the clear, the enemies just run up on you and you can't kill them quick enough, right? So I had to ditch that. And honestly, there's nerfs coming in any day now from GGG. They come back to the office now. And from what I've been hearing off every other person I've been speaking to about this, they're going to be nerfing. Probably Gas Cloud or maybe the Unique will probably get nerfed in one way or the other. So people can't use that to cheese through the actual entire campaign. So I thought, you know what, it's probably about time I switched then. So I've gone to Shock. And why have I gone to Shock? Because Shock is one of the best clearing, in my opinion, one of the best clearing elements in the game. There is also ice with cold damage that explodes. Honestly, I like it, but you really have to do like a one shot with the ice to finish them off. And lightning just seems far better for the archer build. And because we have even though we have ice attacks, we have a lot more lightning attacks. It's almost like they want you to go lightning rather than ice, even though you can go ice. You do have ice shot, but the ice just isn't there compared to lightning, right? So what we've done is we decided to go lightning. I've decided to go more evasion than we did energy shield. I was going to go full energy shield, but because of where the nodes are placed, realistically you have to go sort of evasion and energy shield. Evasion and energy shield is probably the better option anyway. On my gas arrow build, I had 91 evasion with acrobatics on, which is basically my entire tree was evasion, right? To get acrobatics at 91%, you basically have to go full evasion. And my damage just was not there. I'm now sort of 50%, give or take, on the evasion with acrobatics on, but my damage is so much better and I can clear higher tier maps even though I get hit more, right? But this video is just going to be talking about basically just going through the early stages of my build. And what we're doing is we picked up this randomly, which gives you 25 increased attack speed as long as you have at least 90% of your mana. Really, really cool. So what I've done is I've just gone for the mana regeneration rate. So we've done mana regeneration, 43% mana regen, 26%. And yeah, we just gone mana regen basically, right? So we basically got quite a lot of mana regeneration, and we gone sort of high physical damage, and we also have quite high energy shield here because we've gone energy shield and we've gone evasion. Why have I done this? Because I need to get 2 more links for my lightning arrow. I haven't even found a 4 link yet, which is insane. I need to find a 4 and a 5 link. They just do not drop. It's ridiculous. They just do not drop. I'm probably gonna have to save up. Exalted orbs. I think it's like 30 for a 4 link. I don't even know how much it is for a 5 link. It'd be a ridiculous amount of money, I think. In-game currency. So what I've done, I'm trying Hell with Ice, but that just doesn't seem to work. So I've turned it off because I haven't got enough ice damage. My main 2 attacks are Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is for bosses only. I'm clearing this lightning arrow. I just press the 1 button, everything dies. Basically chains, so it's really, really cool. It says it cannot chain, but basically you do Herald of Thunder, and then that hits all the enemies around it when you shock, which is basically similar to a chain attack, right? In terms of passives, right, we're only level 76, so we haven't gotten nowhere near enough passives yet. But we've gone down this side of the tree, got to this. This gives you 80% in total equipped quiver bonuses. So whatever your quiver bonuses are, times it by 0.8, and then that's what you will get. And then we go down here, we go movement speed and evasion. Movement speed is incredibly important for a archer, like incredibly important. So we got acrobatics, which you lose 70% of your max evasion, but you can evade all hits. That means slams as well. We've also gone herald damage, and herald damage is really good because you get 50% increased cold, lightning, and fire damage depending on what herald you have equipped. I have Herald of Thunder, so I get 50% extra lightning damage, and a 6% reduced cost of that as well. Plus you have these two, which increase your damage with the herald skill equipped. We go over to here. On this one here, what we're doing is gives you 2 evasion per 1 maximum energy shield, and obviously with my energy shield is 221, so you do 221 times 2 and you get what is it, like 400 and something energy shield, 400 and something evasion, just of having a high energy shield helmet, right? So that's pretty good. And then we go on to shock chance. Shock chance is obviously our main form of attack. When it shocks, it activates Herald of Thunder. Okay, so we have 5% increased attack speed with lightning skills. We have 40% increased chance of shock, 15. That's 30. That's 70% chance of shock. Then we have 2 magnitudes, which is 30% magnitude. Then we also have an extra 40% magnitude, which is 70% magnitude. This one activates with critical hits. So increase critical chance when you go against a shocked enemy, and increase the magnitude of your shock when you hit a critical hit. This is really, really important. This is what Herald of Thunder is going to slam and then kill everything around it because of the magnitude as well. And we also have chance of shock here as well, right? Then we go here, projectile damage, and this one's really important. So we have movement speed, which is really, really good. We have increased projectile speed and increased projectile damage, right? So you think, okay, what do you need projectile speed for? Projectile speed is actually damage, right? And how is it damage? Because we actually have, if you read that, it's actually 30% projectile damage, 15% projectile speed, and 3% movement speed. Now, why is that? Because if we go down to here, over to here, increase and reductions of projectile speed also apply to damage with bows. So the 15% extra projectile speed turns into 50% extra damage, right? So I have that extra damage as well as the speed. This one's just a crit node. Crit damage, critical damage, 1% in critical hit chance on your attacks. It's just a base 1%, which is really, really good. Hit chance and hit chance with intelligence as well. So that's the bottom of the tree, right? And this one down here is the further away the arrow, the more chance to hit, the more critical hit chance. So the further away, up to 60% in critical hit chance is really, really good. And this is just crit damage with bows as well. 16% is really good. This one here, increased critical damage bonus, 20%, knockback bonus, and physical damage. This one's critical hit chance and physical damage as well. So we've done critical hit. Critical hit with lightning is incredibly potent, right? And then we could go up to here, critical damage bonus, critical damage chance plus dexterity, critical damage bonus, 30% critical damage bonus plus intelligence, 20% damage bonus if you crit hit recently, but you get a base crit, you get a base damage, sorry, of 20% when you crit after you, well, I think it's in reverse, what's it, like the first 4 seconds or something? What's it recently? Yeah, 4 seconds. So when you crit, you automatically get 20%, and what is it? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So you get 70% extra damage bonus when you crit recently, right? Plus it gives you more crit chance as well. So we automatically get 70% base damage as soon as you crit, which is really, really potent, right? So we are smashing them. As soon as we crit, we automatically get 70% extra damage. And if we crit again within the time period, we also get extra damage. Right, so this one here is really important. 1% attack speed per 15 dexterity. So I have 158. So 10 times 15 is 150. So I have 10% extra attack speed. I have 158 dex. Okay, that's really potent. That's really important. Extra attack speed on a bow is really, really good. We've got some attack speed here as well. We can also go here, but I just run out of nodes, right? I'm not high enough level yet. This is basically my build so far. Obviously, I still got about another 20 levels, which is about another 20 skill slots to then select. Don't know where I'm going to go with this build. I want to make it more potent. I also want to try and get my survivability. I've gone down here because I found these nodes over here. And there's 5% extra shock damage, 30% chance of shock. I will be going down this one first. because I automatically get 60% extra chance to shock. I'm already at, like, I don't know how much I'm at. I'm easily 100%, right? And then we have our, you can choose a Pathfinder. I chose the other one. I can't remember what she's called now. But basically, I chose her because you get skill speed, 30% less penalty to you using skills while moving. This is really important because when you're clearing, when you shoot, you actually go slower when you shoot, like quite considerably a lot slower as well. Now, I actually have a passive you can chuck in your skill gems to make it 30% even more. So I can actually put it up to 60% if I wanted to, but you get 30% base with this passive skill. And this one as well, your speed is unaffected by slows, which means you cannot be slowed by any enemy's attacks. Really, really good, right? Slowing effect is absolutely horrible in this game. So just removing that, removing the ability to get slowed is really important. I've only got 2 ascendancies. I need to get another 2. I don't know what poison is useless to me because I'm not a poison build. I'd probably go poison concoction if I was going to go poison build. That's definitely an option later on down the line. But I can get like increased flash charges by like 62%, or I can do the whole skill tree if I want to as well, which gives me effects that remove unreserved. So basically you can do, it just charges your flasks a lot quicker, which is handy if you just want to clear really quickly. Or you can do like, I suppose I could do like a lightning concoction, right? I suppose that would be work. Plus you don't have to add skill gems to this. This automatically levels up as you go up, as it's level 17, as you can see now. Might be worth doing. I don't know. I might actually go down this route and go electricity flasks. It does use your mana regen, your mana flasks as ammunition, right? So to do that, you would probably have to go down this route to get the flash charges anyway, to then use this. It's pretty potent now, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually really potent. I might actually go down this. Inflicts lightning exposure as well, which is really important, right? Lightning exposure helps you a lot because it reduces the resistances by 20% on the enemy. I suppose it'll work against a boss really, really well. I might actually go down that route. Still working out the build, obviously, but really, really cool. And you can also go down this route if you want, which gives you a total of 6 extra passive points for your tree. If you want to go down that route and get an extra 6 passive points when you're like max level or something, depending on what sort of build you want to go with, right? So that is the passive tree, and that is like I said, 58 evasion baseline at the minute, with acrobatics on. With acrobatics off, it goes up to like 85%, I think, something like that. And as you can see, it's just really, really good for clearing. Everything just dies pretty instantly. And for bosses, like I said, for bosses I use the both attacks, but for clearing, all I've got to do is press the one attack. If you went Pathfinder, you could go down the route of shooting 2 arrows at once. I do not have that. That was just a mistake on my end because I was going to go poison concoction at the start, but then I didn't really have enough points to put into it, and lightning and ice is just so much more potent because of the herald of lightning and herald of ice skills. Poison just, even though poison is really, really strong if you put all your points into it, I just struggle to see the point in going poison if you can clear so well with lightning and ice, right? Because the herald of ice just explodes enemies when they're frozen, which is really, really potent, and everything just dies on screen, especially high levels. And the herald of thunder, like I said, you just see now, once it cracks off, it pretty much kills everything. And it's so good. It's really fun, really easy to clear as well. So this is where I'm going with the tier 7 plus maps. I actually have to grind some more out, but like I said, I finished tier 7 maps yesterday, and tier 7 plus now up to tier 15. Once I get to tier 15, I'm going to start trying to do the end bosses. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do them, but I've never done the end bosses in PoE 1. I never got to that stage. I got to end game in PoE 1, but never really bothered grinding it out because there's just other stuff I had going on. But I think I'm going to try it for this game. I think I'm just going to get to the end game at least, and I'm hoping when they bring these nerfs in next week, I'm guessing it must be next week. When they nice. When they bring these nerfs and buffs and changes in next week, I hope I hope they do something to shock. As in, I hope they make it more potent one way or the other. I know Spark is ridiculously overpowered at the minute. You just press one button, everything dies. They might be doing some nerfs to shock. They might be doing some nerfs to freeze. I don't know. But I really hope they change armor. Armor's an absolute mess at the minute. I got a full barbarian build, which is full armor, and I just get one shot and tier like 3 maps, because even though I've got like 70% armor, it doesn't make any difference. They can just one shot. You get a yellow mob, it just basically one shots you, right? And that's it, you're dead. But yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd make an update video how to sort of get to tier sort of 5 to sort of, I suppose this will go to like at least tier 10 before we start to struggle, I think. I just thought I'd make some builds and just let everyone know, if you want to go archer, then lightning or ice is probably your best way. Poison concoction is probably really good as well, but you really do have to think outside the box of poison, I think, because it doesn't have the same sort of clear, like I said, as lightning or ice at the minute. Anyway, I hope you like that video, and if you like this sort of stuff, hit that like and the subscribe button, because I've been trying to do more content and stuff like this just as I go along. And yeah, see you on next video. Peace.